All right, hello everyone, good morning. Hope you're doing well today. Thank you very much for tuning in. As always, very grateful. Shout out to all the subscribers. Welcome along anybody new. This video is just gonna be rambling a little bit about footwork, right? I'm gonna give you a few pointers on, what to do and why and how, and just, freestyle just a few little pointers and pieces of advice for you, the beginner, really, but anybody that's like a bit more intermediate, just to understand just how valuable and how important footwork is, because it is probably the most important thing in the sport. Definitely one or two. I made a video about a year ago and actually said it was 2 or 3, but I retract that comment. I think it's definitely 1 or 2. 2 being your hands up, right? And I think that's style dependent. If you've got somebody heavy on their feet, like a back foot game, counter puncher, boom, you're gonna need your feet, right? If you've got a pressure fighter that's coming in, you're gonna need their hands up. Ideally, both is good, but you know what I mean. So, the basic principles of footwork are quite simple, right? There are a lot of nuances to it, and there are a lot of complicated little moves if you get more advanced, but essentially, and I'll leave all the links to the videos I've made in the past from, the basic footwork. I did the video called The Philosophy of Footwork, and that was probably my favorite one, actually, because I was just, I didn't expect it to do quite well. It was just, you never know with YouTube, but I really touched on a few points and tried to express the importance of it from a philosophical standpoint, which I'm doing one on the philosophy of power pretty soon. But basic stuff, right? If you get in a good stance, as always, which is imperative, if I'm going right, step to the right, the left foot, the other foot follows it. If I'm going forward, the direction I'm going in is the foot that I want to lead with, right? I'll say that again. The direction I'm going in, or you're going in, is the foot that you want to lead with. All right, that's really important. Almost always. There are going to be some times like where I can gallop like this. Let me show it again, right? If I'm going forward, normally you'd want to step like that. But there are times where I can gallop, boom, and I can help get the momentum. But for another video, generally speaking, as a beginner, if I'm going forward, I'm going to take my left foot and go forward and then just take a step. I want to end up in the same place with my stance, with my feet the same position they were in, almost always, unless you're trying to do something else. But you want to get used to this, right? This, 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 right? The stealthier you are, the quicker you get from A to B with your feet planted, the more able you are to do something, either punch or defend yourself properly, right? So that's really important, because as I always say, you need the ground. The ground is, I always refer it to as your friend. It sounds a bit weird, I know, but in the boxing ring, you got to take whatever friends you can get, because it's a lonely place. But the ground, you need it. Your feet need to connect to it, okay? Let me show you. If I'm stepping, I don't want to step like this and step like this and step like this and step like this and be too cumbersome, right? I need to go quick, because when I'm quick like this, punch, punch, punch. I'll do that again so you can see, right? Like, the last thing you want to do is have like long, cumbersome, heavy, plodding footwork, right? Like this, right? Look at the time that my feet are in the air compared to step here, bang, right? And that's why footwork's so important. If I step back, block, block, here, all right? I'll be able to maneuver. I can use my whole body and have my strength under me. And that's why, one of the many reasons why footwork is so important, is because you need it to punch, you need it to defend yourself, you need your feet to be connected with the ground to get the energy from the ground, so you have a stronger base. All right. I'm going to change up the scene and the view. I like to bring a little bit of scenic elements to videos like this, and just on my little travel, stop off and do a few burpees here and there, and I'll catch you on the end track where I can explain how you can practice it, and a few little other moves that you might not know of, you know, like a step pivot, right? You might not have seen that. I can just step pivot here, and this is called circling out, right? Nice and simple, boom, here, ba, 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 ba. So we'll go over that in a minute. Okay guys, so yeah, a couple of little tips on footwork, right? Obviously, keep it stealth. Almost always, you want to keep it as stealth as possible, right? The goal is to get from A to B, right? A being here, B being here, as quickly, as neatly, as efficient as possible, okay? This is pretty efficient. If you notice too, I'm stepping on the front half of my foot, right? It doesn't have to be the ball. It depends on what you're doing. You know, sometimes the Eastern European fighters will do that, and that's not a style I know very well, as you can tell, but they do that, and it's more advantageous for them. But if I'm just stepping, I'm stepping on the front half of my foot, right? Ideally, you don't want to step on the heel, right? Because your balance is going to be wonky, and it just promotes bad footwork, right? So try to focus on the front half of your foot, like that, right? Be as stealth as you can, you know? And then, you know, mixing up the steps as you get more advanced, right? I always have taught beginners one step, that's fine, but you can do smaller steps, right? And then there's something called a shuffle, where I'll do a separate video. I've done videos on it before, but I want to go over the exact definition of a shuffle. Side shuffles are like this, right? Could be called something else. So mixing all the different footwork moves, you know, like an L step here, pivot, shuffling here, pendulum step, which is that European bounce like this, if that's your style. But ultimately you're going to have a bunch of different footwork maneuvers you can do to practice and get good at. And the goal is ba, 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 to move, you know, whilst you're punching. Like, bam, bam, boom, boom. But that's a video for another day. Just checking my audio. Yeah, but get practicing, right? A simple box step, hands up, step back, step to the right, step forward, step to the left, step back, step to the right, step forward, left, back, making sure your feet are set, jab, set, jab. You can pivot, change up the box angle, right? Here, pivot, here, pivot, jab. Do it slowly though, you know? Efficiency is everything. Take your time. Speed is important, but not if you're getting the technique wrong. So just bear that in mind. Work on some things. I'll leave the links to all the footwork videos I've made. Put some questions in the box below if you have any. Have a peaceful week, and I'll see you soon. I'm trying to upload more videos with slightly less editing, so hopefully that works out for you guys. Anyway, thank you as always. Very grateful. Easy.